This video in no way intends to offend anyone mentioned in it. It is solely for educational reasons and contains information that was found online. Accuracy, completeness, and timeliness are not promised or guaranteed. This is not a full and complete representation of the case, the people, or the investigation, and therefore should not be taken as such.
The case of Lacey Fletcher, the horrific story of a Louisiana woman who was left on the couch for 12 years, decomposing and melting. Welcome. This is Crime Recall. Lacey Fletcher, 36, lived in Slaughter, Louisiana, with her parents, Sheila Fletcher, 64, and Clay Fletcher, 65. Slaughter, Louisiana, is approximately 30 minutes from Baton Rouge, the state capital. The town, founded in 1889, was named after the landowners, brothers Will and Joe Slaughter. Lacey Fletcher was her parents' only child. Clay and Sheila Fletcher were well known in the community, and they went to church every Sunday. Clay was a member of the town's planning and zoning committee, as well as the Baton Rouge Civil War Roundtable, a nonprofit organization. Sheila worked as an assistant for the city prosecutor. Lacey was diagnosed with autism and social anxiety when she was younger. She had friends and was very active in school. She was a member of the volleyball team and a sociable person. On January 3, 2022, Sheila calls the police to report that their 36-year-old daughter Lacey is not breathing and that they require emergency services. Sheila told the authorities over the phone that she and her husband went away for the weekend and returned to find Lacey unresponsive on the couch. Dr. Ewell Bickham, the medical examiner who was contacted by authorities, stated, "I opened the door. I entered the house. There was an odor, a stench. Feces, fecal matter, and urine are all examples of waste. You couldn't keep your mouth shut." They examine the couch in the house and discover a badly decomposed body sinking into it. The body was identified as Lacey Fletcher. According to authorities at the crime scene, she was so decomposed on the couch that she appeared to have melted into it. Lacey's body was mostly naked, and she had several sores, ulcers, and insect bites. She had maggots, urine, and feces all over her body when she was discovered. The couch cushions had rotted, and the foam beneath her had been ripped open. The decomposition level of her body and the couch indicated that her body had been there for a very long time, according to authorities. Following the autopsy, the results revealed that Lacey weighed only 96 pounds, which was unusual for a woman her age, and also tested positive for COVID-19. The autopsy revealed that, while she could have died from a variety of causes, severe malnutrition and starvation were most likely to blame. She had bone infections and ulcers, which led to sepsis. Sepsis, according to the CDC, is the body's response to a potentially fatal infection. Sepsis develops when an existing infection sets off a chain reaction that spreads throughout your body. Sepsis usually begins in the lungs, the gastrointestinal tract, or the urinary tract. It can cause tissue damage, organ failure, and death if not treated properly. During the autopsy, pieces of the couch's foam were discovered within Lacey's stomach, proving to medical examiners that she had been consuming foam. Lacey Fletcher had been neglected for 12 years while lying on the couch, according to the autopsy. Lacey's death was then ruled a homicide, and an investigation was launched. There have been allegations that Lacey had the neurological disorder locked-in syndrome, which causes a person to be completely paralyzed except for their eyes. But this is just speculation and not 100% confirmed. Police began questioning Lacey's parents, Sheila and Clay Fletcher, because it seemed strange that her parents just reported her death when her body showed she was badly decomposed, and the autopsy revealed she had been neglected for 12 years. Clay and Sheila stated that they took excellent care of Lacey and went above and beyond for her. They fed and washed her. Lacey's anxiety became so severe, they said, that she couldn't even get off the couch or leave the living room for a few days. Her parents also claimed that she went to the bathroom on towels next to the couch. Her parents claimed that they never felt compelled to contact a doctor or a caregiver who specializes in caring for those who are unable to care for themselves. Some neighbors stated that they had no idea Clay and Sheila had a child, while others claimed they hadn't seen Lacey in 10 to 15 years. Lacey was described by those who knew her as a typical child who was loving and carefree until she turned 14, when she became isolated. At that time, Lacey's parents chose to homeschool her. Lacey's parents claim that they began isolating her when she was around 14 years old because her autism became more severe, but there is no evidence to back up that claim, and many people think that they made it up as a reason to keep Lacey isolated. One of the neighbors remembered asking Sheila and Clay about Lacey because they hadn't seen her in a long time and assumed she'd moved away as she grew older and established a life for herself. Sheila and Clay informed their neighbor that she was still residing at the home and was fine. Many people speculated that Sheila would sit in her recliner chair and watch television while her daughter was ill and dying because there was a TV and a recliner chair next to the couch that Lacey was on. According to reports, Sheila and Clay went to see a doctor in 2012 to get an opinion on Lacey's condition. The doctor allegedly instructed them to bring Lacey in for a thorough examination, but Lacey did not appear. Lacey was 16 years old when she last visited the doctor. A grand jury indicted Sheila and Clay Fletcher for second-degree murder in the death of Lacey Fletcher, 36, on Monday, May 2nd. They surrendered and were booked into the East Feliciana Parish Jail that afternoon. Sheila and Clay Fletcher's bonds were set at $300,000 each Tuesday afternoon, according to Sheriff Jeff Travis. Both attempted to bond out on Tuesday night, but were unable to raise enough money for their combined release. Sheila was able to post bond overnight, the sheriff reported on Wednesday morning. According to jail records, her husband Clay was released on bond late Wednesday morning. Trial is tentatively set for February 6, 2023. Many people believe that the Fletchers will try to have their charges reduced to manslaughter in order to receive a lighter sentence. They lived in that house and went about their lives for years while their daughter deteriorated on the couch. Many people speculated that they had developed an immunity to the smell after spending so much time in the house with a decomposing body. The coroner in this case claimed that after seeing Lacey's body, he couldn't eat for a week and couldn't stop crying, and that this was the worst case of neglect he had ever seen. Many cops agree with the coroner that they had never seen anything like this before. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. If you enjoy this content, then please give this video a like and hit the subscribe button.